What's going on, my Trainer Club? Today we're going to check out the Registeel counter guide in Pokemon Go to make sure you guys have everything that you need for Registeel in Pokemon Go. So with all that said, let's jump right in. Welcome back, everybody. Let me know in the comments below, how have you guys been doing with Regirock and Regice? Did you guys rate a ton? Did you get the shinies? Are you after the shinies? Or are you taking the much needed, in my opinion, break in the meantime before Pokemon Go starts ramping up and great things start coming out? So today what we're gonna do is check out the Registeel counter guide. And if you do need any type of raid battles to get you in more efficient places, you guys can check the pinned comments below to get you into my Discord. That is going to give you easy access to free raids, or if you want more exclusive and higher quantities of raids with communication with all those friends on a daily basis to celebrate your wins and your raids, you can check out my Patreon. So with all that said, let's make sure that we are jumping into this raid battle. And I want to make sure we start off something a little bit different after we go over the dates and the times. Registeel is going to go from Wednesday, February 9th at 10 a.m. local time, and that's going to go all the way until Wednesday the 16th at 10 a.m. local time. So you have a grand total of one entire week to get the Registeel. I absolutely love the shiny. It is going to be a nice looking mint green. I absolutely love it. And let's jump right into the PV Poke analysis of what is happening with the Registeel, because it is getting the moveset of Zap Cannon, which is a new legacy move on this Pokemon, so you will have to elite TM your current ones. But guys, it's looking mighty crazy. It is going to be ranked 1 in the Great League, or it's going to be ranked 1 in the Ultra League with the XL candies, with the moveset of Lock On, Focus Blast, as well as Zap Cannon. So this Pokemon is tearing up the scene right now. And I did see a tweet from PV Poke that did mention that as of right now, it is rank 1. There's not going to be too much time to be able to play with it with this season, and it might not maintain its #1 placing with moveset changes and everything that's coming for the next season. But as of right now, it is an absolute monster, and it's not going to get knocked down to like place 25. Maybe it gets knocked down to place 3 to 5. We'll see what happens. But guys, trust me, this Pokemon is definitely worth it. It's one of my favorite Regis. I love playing it with it in PvP. It has so many resistances that make it such a great Pokemon, and lockdown charges very fast. So this Pokemon is going to be an all steel type. It is going to max out at 2766, and it's going to have a defense of 285. So it doesn't hit the hardest, but the defense is what helps it shine. With it being steel, it's going to be weak to 3 things, which are going to be ground, fire, and fighting. With it being steel, it's going to double resist poison. It's going to single resist bug, dragon, fairy, flying, grass, ice, normal, psychic, rock, as well as steel. So look at that resistance list. That is like a monsterly perfect PvP resistant to weakness ratio. And the 100% IVs are going to be level 20, 1398. And then also it's going to get weather boosted in one condition. So every condition but this one condition will keep it at level 20. The condition is going to be snow. Snow is going to boost the steel all the way to level 25 at 1748. So if you see the 48 or the 98, you're looking at a 100% IV Regi Pokemon. So I hope you guys do get this Pokemon, especially if you're going to be using it for the Go Battle League. And for the PvP 100% IVs, it's going to be a 110-15 for the Ultra League, because now we have level 50. It used to be 100s. It's not that anymore. And for the Great, it's going to be 213-14. So what you guys have to do for this is you have to trade it. And unfortunately, if you're trading it with Ultra or Best Friends, you cannot get it into these perfect stats, which would have to be a pretty much brand new friend, which does get a little bit expensive. So I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of this, and that is the 100% IV for PvP to make it the most useful place, because it is not a meta raid attacker. So the moveset of this Pokemon are going to be Lock On, Metal Claw, as well as Rock Smash. And the charge moves are going to be Focus Blast, Hyper Beam, as well as Flash Cannon. And the weakness of this Pokemon matching up to the movesets is not going to be weak to any of them. However, there may be some combinations like a steel typing, like Lucario, that will be weak to the Focus Blast, so you're going to have to be cautious with some of them. And as far as the trainers to take down this Pokemon, it's going to be 2.72 trainers, so it will not be duo-able, but it will be trio-able with people that have really strong Pokemon as their counters. So with all that said, now let's jump right into the shadow counters, because they are in the top spots. Starting off, we have our #1 counter, which is going to be Shadow Moltres. Big surprise here, we have 2 Shadow Legendaries in the fire form. So this one's going to be Fire Spin and Overheat, 772 seconds to take this down, and the flying is going to resist the fighting moves, which is quite nice. And fire does resist steel, and flying does resist fighting, so this Moltres is looking pretty good, which then leads us into Entei Shadow #2 with the Fire Fang and Overheat. 806 seconds, so a little bit slower, with 18 deaths, and the Moltres does have 17 deaths. And then we have Shadow Machamp with Counter and Dynamic Punch, 795 seconds, great there, but 25 deaths, which makes it counter spot #4 actually. And then we have Fire Spin and Blast Burning, counter spot #7 for Shadow Charizard, which is then going to move us into the non-shadows and including the megas, which is going to be the counter spot number 1, which I didn't cover yet because it is going to be Mega Charizard Y with the Fire Spin and the Blast Burn combination. 13 deaths and 713 seconds on this Pokemon. So this is going to be the premier Pokemon going into it. Obviously, we can only have 1 Mega, which leads us into the counter spot number 2, which is going to be Fire Fang Overheat on the Reshiram. 821 seconds with 16 deaths. And then if you don't like the Mega Charizard Y, you can have the Mega Charizard X with the Fire Spin and the Blast Burn. And then we can have the Fire Spin and Overheat on the Chandelure, or Fire Fang and Flamethrower on the Houndoom Mega, but just be cautious. Mega Houndoom is a dark typing combination, so it will be weak to Focus Blast, which will hit it extremely hard, which takes us into counter spot number 6, which is going to be Counter Aura Sphere on the Lucario. This particular one does have a Steel type combination like I did point out earlier, so it will be weak to the fighting moves. And then we have Darmanitan in counter spot number 7 with Fire Fang and Overheat, followed by Fire Spin and Overheat on the Moltres. And then we have counter Dynamic Punch on the Conkeldurr, followed by counter as well as Blast Burn on the Blaziken, which at some point will have a Mega, which will be competing for the top spot. I can't wait to see how that stacks up. And then we have Entei with Fire Fang and Overheat in counter spot number 11, followed by Mega Gengar with Lick as well as Focus Blast. Not a stab type move, that's why it's all the way down here. And then it's going to be the regular Machamp with counter and Dynamic Punch, followed by Emboar with Ember and Blast Burn. And then we have the Therian form Landorus, which is going to be Mudshot and Earthquake. And then finally Heatran with Fire Spin and Flamethrower. And if you guys want to keep going down, you can pause and check out the other counters over here, which are all viable, but they are either going way up on the deaths or way up on the time to win, or both, which is why they are further down on the list, which is then going to lead us into the weather conditions. So as far as the weather conditions, remember, we didn't really see too many ground Pokemon making the top spot because we have more powerful fire types in the game right now compared to the ground. But we have sunny weather, which is going to boost the fire and the ground types. And then we have partly cloudy weather, and that's going to boost Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam being a neutral move for most of these Pokemon is going to hit pretty hard. It's a pretty strong move, which then takes us into cloudy weather. Cloudy weather will boost all of our fighting type counters, so they could have recommendations over the fires in that weather condition. And it will also boost the Rock Smash as well as the Focus Blast on the Registeel, so those moves, their 1-bar charges, will hit really hard for that particular Pokemon, especially with the Steel typing. Be cautious using that, which then leads us into rainy weather. No effect. Snowy weather will boost the Steel type moves on the Registeel as well as Registeel all the way to level 25. And then finally we have the foggy weather, no effect, and the windy weather will have no effect as well, which then leads us into the finale. What am I going to recommend? Obviously Mega Charizard Y is the guaranteed recommended Pokemon. Then the Fire Shadow legendary Pokemon Moltres and Entei are highly recommended as well. None of these Pokemon are going to be weak to any of the movesets. The Moltres sits above because it is going to resist the fighting as well, so it gives it a little bit of an upper hand. It won't get hit quite as hard with that flying type combination. And then going onward, we can use the Reshiram. We've all rated quite a bit of Reshiram, I'm pretty sure, as of right now, so that is a great Pokemon to use in there. And then you can keep going down on the list. The one thing I would caution you against using is Excadrill as well as the Lucario because of the Steel type combination. Even though they are going to be strong against it, when they do get hit with a fighting move, it is a one-hit KO. So Registeel, Pokemon Go, great PvP Pokemon. I can't wait to see what you guys do out there. So thank you guys for tuning in as always. To all my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody who takes their support, subscription, and participation to the next level, I'm going to see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and rating all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.